What is up, you guys? ShelbyKay here, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be discussing 6 things that I do almost every day, or I try to do every day, for my mental health. If you guys are new to my channel, I do suffer from bipolar disorder. I struggle with my mental health. I have been on a mental health journey for the last, 5-6 years. So these are things that I have learned that if I do them every day, or if I do them as often as I can, it really helps kind of keep me on an even keel, keep my mental health in check. So I wanted to share these things with you guys. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump right in. Also, I'm sorry if the audio is a little weird. I'm trying out a new microphone. I'm sitting by my open window. So if you guys hear a lot of noise or anything like that, we'll see. As I said, I'm trying out the new microphone, so we'll see how this audio sounds and whether I use it in the future. The first thing that I want to talk about is washing my face, or at the very least taking my makeup off at the end of the day. If I don't wash my face or take my makeup off, I feel like I just feel really gross the next day. My skin just feels oily and like there's just stuff on it, and it just makes me feel not great. I also have realized that if I don't at least take my makeup off at the end of the day, I don't have to do a full wash. I try to do that as often as possible, but sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes I'm tired, I've had a bad day, and I just want to go to bed. But if I don't at least take my makeup off, and I don't know what the correlation is with this, I don't sleep very well. And it probably has to do with because face washing has become a part of my night routine. If I'm not doing my night routine, my brain doesn't know, hey, it's bedtime. So that's probably part of it, but I feel like I don't sleep very well. I feel like I wake up a lot. I just don't feel very well throughout the night. So as I said, don't really know exactly what the correlation is there. And also, I'm very prone to cystic acne. I had it under control for quite a while, and then I had some stuff happen in December where my hormones changed a little bit, and I started getting acne again. And I've had this patch, you guys can't really see it because I have makeup on, but I've had this patch of cystic acne on my chin for months that it'll get small and then it'll get inflamed again. And I'm trying a few different things. I'm trying to figure out what's causing it. I know a lot of it is stress. I do have stress-induced acne. So if I don't wash my face, this just gets a million times worse. And that really kind of takes a hit on my self-confidence, honestly. Not that there's anything wrong with acne, but I do prefer to have a clear face. So it just makes me not feel my best when I have a bunch of breakouts. So that's the other reason that taking off my makeup or washing my face on a regular basis really helps with my mental health. Number 2 is that I make my bed every single morning, or I try to, and I try to tidy up at least a little bit, either before I go to bed or first thing in the morning. So making my bed, I try to do it every single day, and the main thing is it just makes my space look so much cleaner. Even if everything else is a mess, if my bed is made, I at least feel somewhat like I've got my life together. And it's just nice coming home at the end of the day to a nice made bed. It just makes everything look a little bit better. And then, especially before I go to bed at night, I really try to at least have the kitchen cleaned. I do the dishes, I wipe down all the counters. I try to put stuff away. Stuff likes to collect on my dining room table, so I try to put that stuff away, put shoes away, make sure there's no laundry on the ground, those kinds of things. I might not do like a full clean, but at least tidying up a little bit. It just puts me in such a better mindset when I wake up in the morning going into the day, because for me, having a clean home means I have a clear mind. It helps with my mindset. I'm one of those people that if my house is a disaster, I'm not going to get much done because I just don't feel like I have things together. So I always try to make my bed every morning and do a quick tidy, as I said, either before I go to bed, which is the ideal, or first thing in the morning. Number 3 is something that I think I've always done this, but I've only started to really realize it recently, and it's I do a self-check in the morning. So every single day when I wake up in the morning, usually before I even open my eyes, I will kind of just take a moment. I'll feel myself in my body, and I'll ask myself, how do I feel today? This really started, or I really started noticing this when I first started struggling with my autoimmune disorder and really like realizing the symptoms I was having, where every single morning I would wake up and be like, how do I physically feel this morning? Do I feel sick? Do I feel tired? Do I feel nauseous? Anything like that? And now that I'm starting to feel a little bit better physically, I've started to really notice myself doing it on a mental basis. Waking up in the morning like, how do I feel today? Am I feeling kind of sad? Do I seem like I'm irritable? Do I have a lot weighing on my mind? So I just kind of take a moment in the mornings before I even get out of bed and just check in with myself. And that helps me a lot to kind of go into my day, because if I already wake up in a bad mood, if I already wake up just knowing today's gonna suck, and I kind of feed into that going into my day, the day's gonna suck. That's just what's gonna happen. So when I do have those days where I'm maybe not feeling my best, I try to keep that in mind, and I try to do what I can to turn that day around and turn that mindset around. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. That's just how life goes and how mental health struggles go. But it's something that it's something that's become really important to me, is doing a self-check. And I've always been someone who always kind of does internal check-ins anyway. I'm a very introspective person. I very much pay attention to things going on in my mind, how things are making me feel. I've always been that way. And so this just kind of became a habit of just checking in with myself in the morning. Number 4 is the one that's the hardest. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to take a sip of water. And that is to hydrate, or try to as best you can. As I've gotten older, I have started to realize how much dehydration affects every aspect of my life. It affects not only me physically, where I'm just more tired, I feel sick, I get headaches, those kinds of things, but also mentally. I feel like when I'm dehydrated, I get brain fog. I just get irritable more easily. A lot of times I'll feel just sad, depressed, those kinds of things. And then I drink water and I feel a million times better. So I try to hydrate as best I can. I've been really bad about it lately. My goal is, I always use these Starbucks tumblers, or I have a Hydro Flask that I use as well. But these have kind of been my go-to because of the straw. They're just so much easier for me to drink rather than having to take a lid off. My goal is 3 of these a day. That might still not be enough water for me, but that is my absolute minimum goal. And this is, I believe, a 16 ounce, 24 ounce. So yeah, I just try to hydrate as much as I can. As I said, it affects everything. I know that's a cliche thing that's in all of these types of videos, but it truly, truly does affect every aspect of your life, including your mental health. So good to stay hydrated. Number 5 is especially important for me as I work a 9-to-5 job. I work Monday through Friday. I have very long days, and I just work in a field that is emotionally draining. That's just the realities of vet med. It's very mentally draining. And so it's really important for me when I get home from work, or even if I'm out and about like on the weekends and I've just like been go all morning, it's really important for me to sit down and take 15, 20, 30 minutes to decompress, to do something that like just doesn't require too much brain power. Most of the time, I'm not gonna lie, it's scrolling on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram. I just try to not allow myself to fall into those rabbit holes, which I do a lot. I'm a human, that's just what happens, and my 15-20 minutes turns into 2 hours, but I really try to limit it when I can. But it could also be reading a book, watching a TV show, watching a movie, playing a video game, listening to music, playing with my dogs, just something where I can just like relax, decompress, kind of let go of the day, do something mindless, and yeah, it really helps with my mental health. I feel like when I get into such a grind mindset of just like go, I have all these things to do after work, I don't get to stop. That's when I find myself slipping into these depressive episodes. So it's really important for me to take some time to just decompress. And sometimes this is a whole day. Sometimes if I've had just a really shitty or really busy week, I will take a whole day of just doing nothing. And maybe I'll lay in bed and play on my phone all day. Maybe I'll sleep. Maybe I'll listen to music, organize my playlists, play video games, and that's fine. And the sixth and final thing that kind of ties into what I was just saying is that I give myself grace. I'm not going to be perfect every single day. There are going to be days that are really hard, especially if you're like dealing with things. You know, I'm still grieving the loss of my daughter. Mother's Day this year was really hard, and the days leading up to that, and then the actual day was really hard for me, just mentally. And I have been struggling a little bit on and off with my mental health. I have been a little bit of a dip, not anything severe, but you know, and there are days where I just feel like absolute crap and I don't want to do anything, and I allow myself those days. But I feel like it's important, if you are feeling that way, to sit with it and to allow yourself to feel that way, at least for a little while, and then you can start moving forward, and then you can start moving past it. That's something that I've really, really had to learn over the last few years, and especially dealing with everything with Avery and just everything else I've had going on, is letting myself feel that way. I used to fight it so bad and be like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I get myself out of bed? Why can't I do this thing? Why? Like, and I would kick myself and I would hate myself for what was happening and why I was feeling this way. And I just kept like telling myself, oh, you're so lazy. Oh, you don't care about anything. And that's not necessarily true. I was struggling with my mental health, and it is crippling when you get to those points. It really, really is. And so it's really important that you give yourself grace, you're kind to yourself, and you allow yourself the space to feel what you're feeling and to do whatever you need to do to kind of cope with that and then move forward. That's really important. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys resonate with any of these, if you have any other things that you do every single day for your mental health that have really been helping you, if you just need to chat, let me know down in the comments below. I would love to discuss all these things with you guys. If you guys are not already subscribed, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my future videos. I am getting back into the swing of things. I know I say that like every time I take a break, but like 100% it is happening this time. I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm back for real this time. So as always, I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.